Good BSTV fans, and welcome to the Gt4 Tcr Challenge Season 7, Round 8, brought to you tonight from Silverstone in wonderful, wonderful U of K. There you go. I'm Pete Bingham, and in the booth with me tonight is just me and Sam. So, evening, Sam.
Evening, Mr. Peter Bingham.
Yeah.
Everybody watching.
Yeah, it's the intellectual version of this tonight. No Clyde or Yaz. So only the genius in the booth tonight, which is me and Sam. So anyway, a 32-degree track, reasonably warm for Silverstone. I'm not sure that the tarmac there has ever been that temperature before. We've said this every time, to be honest. Clearly, iRacing thinks it's tropical in the UK at Silverstone in Oxfordshire. It's very much not. So we have a good number of TCRs tonight, and we've got more GT4s than normal, seeing as Arnaud Chenonnier has joined them instead and turned his back on the TCR for this race. Obviously, this massively iconic track, we're at the new version of it. Eventually, we'll go around with an on-board shot from somebody who's likely to finish the lap. But for now, I'm going to talk you through what's going on. So at the moment, we're in qualifying. They don't do too much of this. There's about 15 minutes of it, so I need to talk fast. Where are we in terms of the standings? I'm going to do the top 7. It was just a number I picked out of my head. There's no reason for it at all. And we're going to start with TCRs. So top 7 TCRs. Spencer McCarthy leads the way at the minute on 411 points. Sam Blees is in second. That's his teammate. He's on 409, including the drop score, when you take the drop score out. Gary Craig, my teammate, and therefore the person that should win every race, is in third. Not that I'm biased, you understand. Is in third with 380 points. So he's not that far behind. A bad crash at the very, very front, if that's where the geodesic boys end up. And Gary could mop up. Stephen Walker is in fourth on 373. So he's very, very close to Gary. A bit too close for my liking. Matt Elmore is in fifth on 306. So there's a big jump back to Matt Elmore and the rest of the Spectre 6 group. Because Russell Cowell is right behind him on 249. And then in seventh place, and this is why it's random, is me. Yay! Seventh place. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, that means I'm in the top bit of these standings. So nobody could have predicted that. Anyway, GT4s. Let's move on to GT4s. Chris Needham is your championship leader at the moment on 362 with the drop score. Jamie Wilson is in second on 340. Stefan Goebel is in third on 329. I'm actually going to stop at the top 5 here. I'm going to stop at the top 5 tonight. Kyle Haddington is on 312, and Tyler Newitt is in 5th on 299. I could go to 6th, but it might be wobbly kneecaps, and I don't really want to talk about him. Right, team standings. Let's go to team standings. Obviously, this is everybody mixed together, TCRs and GT4s. So those pesky geodesic racers, they are on the top spot at the moment on 794, including a drop score. RWC Racing Black are second with 666, the number of the beast. For all those Iron Maiden fans out there, that is what it's all about. They just need to stop now and not record any more points tonight.
This is one of the best song ever.
Absolutely, it is a legendary song and should be played by every human alive. At least once a day for the rest of your lives. In third, and we're only going to go as far as third, is my team and Gary's team. It's BSTV Esports Green on 604. No, I'm not going to go any further because the next one's Wobbly's team, and then we're not really bothered about Spectre 6. Anyway, so that is that. Driver of the meeting, and they're only going to get 2 votes tonight. That's mine and Sam's, the intellectual vote. Chris Needham is... forged a massive lead of 6 points over Michael Gray on 2, Arnaud Chenonnier on 1, and Chris Shaw on 1, and Gary Craig, my teammate, on 1. And that's the top 5 in that effort. And I'm going to leave it till another week completely to talk about the head-to-head, because if I'm being brutally honest, if I'm being absolutely 100% clarity, honesty. I don't know what the hell it's all about, and I'll let Clyde talk about that. Let me have a look at schedule. So Silverstone this week, and then next week, you will not want to miss next week. It is Knockhill. And these cars, especially the TCRs, don't react well to those big curves, or some of them don't anyway. At Daytona, it was demolishing the Hyundai. At most tracks, it sets the teeth ajar in the Honda. It doesn't like it at all. Yeah, I don't know how the Audi fares these days, but we haven't got that many in the league at the minute. We're only running 1, 2, 3, 4 Audis this evening. So yeah, that is about a potted history of where we're up to. So if we can go on board with someone who's likely to finish a lap, Sam, who's reasonably close to start. Oh, here we go, Chris Shaw. He might do this. So we're on board in it's a McLaren, isn't it? Yeah, it's a McLaren. Looking at the cockpit. So that was turn 1 that I've already forgotten the name of, Abbey. And then we're into farm. This is I'm forgetting. Oh, Village. Yeah, I remember this now. I crashed there a few times. This is the Loop, which is my most hated corner on the track. You can't see it. It's blind unless you've got VR, and utterly horrible. Aintree is the next one, which is just a kink, really, but there's an off-track there, which comes to get you. There's off-tracks everywhere on this track, actually. We're now piling in on the Wellington straight into Brooklands, which is this one. I have watched the racing from the Brooklyn Sweep, which was just on the right there, once upon a time. And then we're in Luffield here, part of the old circuit again, obviously. And then we wait and wait and wait, and then fire it out of that corner. Give it full beans through Woodcote here. No reason to lift unless you're getting shoved out of the way by somebody else. Past the old start-finish and into Cops, which it's easy to run wide here. And there are off-tracks and slowdowns and all sorts of minefields out there. You don't want to really get into that. And then we head into Maggots, very famous series of corners here. Maggots there, and then this is Beckett's coming round. Well, it's actually the next phase, this one. Before you get into Chapel, which is the left-hander. There's somebody who's taken Chapel a little too tight there in that TCR. And then we're on Hanger Straight. And this is massively wide. Loads of overtaking opportunities to get a drive out of Beckett's and Chapel behind. And then we're into Stowe. There are off-tracks on the inside, off-tracks on the outside. There's a slowdown somewhere knocking around in there as well. Before we head towards, or through Vale, which is the bit we're on now. And then this little chicane leads you into Club, which is this bit here. And then this is the final corner. And we're back where we started on the start-finish straight. So that's it from the perspective of a GT4. It's quite a busy lap, really. You've got a couple of straights there to let you relax, think about what you're going to do at the weekend, what you're going to have for your tea. But ultimately, it's going to be quite hectic, especially for the TCRs. So they are currently stacking up behind your provisional poleman, Spencer McCarthy. And there he is on track in the Hyundai. Or as they were saying at the Rolex 24, the Hyundai. I don't know why they've left out an entire letter, but never mind. Who's your money on tonight on GT4s? Sam? Anybody standing out from the crowd?
That's tough one because, well, Wobbly is fast, but he's also a dick, so I don't want to pick him.
No.
Stefan's pretty good, looking at top there.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Needham. I would love to see another win from Chris today.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would be very good. And if Wobbly does win, it's only because Tyler doesn't turn up anymore.
That is true.
Yeah. He's getting a little drink there. So it looks like the Geodesic boys feeling a bit nervous. Spencer is towing Sam round. So let's see if this actually results in an improvement. Sam is currently 4th in class. And provisionally 4th, rather, is the right way to say that. He's got Michael Gray to beat in... no, he's not. He's 3rd in class. It's because Arnaud Chenonnier on my screens is down as a TCR. Right, so, yeah, so he's third at the minute. He's got 2/10 to make up on Michael Gray. And there he goes. Has he managed? He has. Yeah, that was a good bit of teamwork there from the geodesic boys. He's managed to... I think Spencer managed that well. He's towed him enough to get him into second, but not quite enough to get him on pole, which is perfect teammate tactics. The top three are not on track anymore. They clearly think they've done enough. We're on board with Stephen Walker on his front bumper here. I think we're heading down to Brooklands. It's a very strange perspective to try and figure out where I'm at. Yeah, there's Brooklands Street. Into Brooklands here. That's a very shallow line. And then into Luffield. Washed out a little bit there. Should pull it back though in order to get a good drive down here. Through Woodcote and then onto the old start finish straight. I think Sam's trying out all the cameras. Into Cops and then towards Maggots and Beckett, so it's behind us now because we're looking back at the driver. There we go, and back out the front windscreen again. Beckett's coming up, here it is. And then Chappell, as long as he doesn't run it too wide. So you can see the pace difference between the TCR and the GT4. Mark Holloway says he'll be back at Knock Hill. It must be glutton for punishment. Ryan Walker says can't beat a bit of Iron Maiden. Absolutely. We should do one of Clyde's favourites and just randomly intersperse our commentary tonight, Sam, with random Iron Maiden songs like it looks like it's 2 minutes to midnight and Spencer's going to win.
Well, I used to listen a lot of Iron Maiden's songs, but I don't think me singing them is a good idea. I don't have the voice.
No.
And I basically can't sing from a start.
Yeah, I wouldn't attempt it either. I've only seen them 7 times live, so clearly I'm not a big enough fan.
Yeah, I never had a chance. I was too young, then they stopped, and after that, I think they came back to live scenes, but I was getting too old.
Getting too old? You're like early 30s, aren't you, or something?
I am.
Yeah, dear. Well, I might as well just pop myself into a wooden box. Right, so fattest car on track on your screens at the minute. Taking it a bit sideways there into turn 1, heading towards Village, which is the next corner. There's JB Dejoux. He's doing really well in the officials. He's on the front page. I'm about to drop off the front page because I've not done any officials for 3 weeks now. And it proves that being in this league gives you that racecraft, and you learn off the people that you're in the league with, and you learn the lines, and you learn the braking points, and you learn how to race safely door to door with somebody, even if the complete idiots in the officials don't know how to do that. So JB doing a great job. We're going to overlook the incident at Road America, which will probably be one of the funniest replayed incidents in the world. Look at the geodesic boys here. Back towing each other round again. I think that's Andrew Littler who is there in their way at the minute. Charles Kellyman here. Need to refresh my paint clearly because I've got a different paint on his car. I don't know why I've got a different paint on his car. Because I've got trading paints running. maybe that'll do it now. Sorry about that, folks. Had to reset my paint there. Martin Brennan with a shameless plug relating to his birthday. So on the other side of the screen, he fell down the stairs and stubbed his toe. Pretty sure it's broken, which means he's just a big girl, really. And it's his birthday, so we shall have no sympathy for Mr. Brennan. I'm just re-downloading all the paints again because when trading paints does funky things, you have to redo the whole thing. Paste them over the top.
That is one way to do it fast.
Yeah, that's the shortcut, I think.
That's more than a shortcut. That's the short part of the shortcut.
Yeah. Right, here's the race winner.
Yeah, not sure I want to drive with these Spectre 6 boys. If they take shortcut like that matters. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And apparently Martin just finished work. I've got no sympathy, given the amount of hours that I did at work before Christmas.
Yeah, I'm just going to answer one thing to Martin Brennan. Stacey still can join us, even if you're not racing.
Yeah. Where is Stacey? Stacey, I'm going to send her a message. I'm sending her a message now. Where is this? Stacey Jeffries. Why are you not in the booth? There we go. All alone. There we are. Yes, it's a real priority in her life to be in the booth with us, Sam. That's what it is.
Well, we should be the priority, not that Martin guy.
Yeah,
it's
totally
not even
right.
Racing, which is a shame. Nah. You know. Happy birthday, Martin.
Booth buddies are for life. Boyfriends just for Christmas.
Yep, true.
Yeah. Right,
this is
so
starting to be silly. Hopefully Clyde is not with us. I'm probably not listening from his car, which is great.
Oh, no. Nice. I don't believe that. Did you see the picture? He could have been driving on the right-hand side and overtaking all those cars.
Oh, yeah, true. I completely missed the fact he was on the left side, which is the slow side for you guys, because you're just weirdos. It's interesting that out loud, but it makes sense now to take the right lane, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would do. That's what the Audi drivers do. Anyway, that's the qualifying session complete. So we should have an official grid. And I shall rattle through these good and quick. So, in GT4, your pole man is... oh, dear. It's Wobbly Kneecaps for BSTV Esports Pink. Clearly, everybody else wasn't trying hard enough. Stefan Goebel goes off second for VTS Esports. Chris Needham goes off third for RWC Racing Black. Chris Short goes off fourth. Why is he down as Mob 7? No, he is. Mob 7 Esports. All right, then. Arno Chenonier goes off fifth for RWC Racing White. Jimmy Wilson goes off sixth for Team Chimera. Kylie Haddington goes off seventh for RWC Racing Black. And Rick Verhoog, that's not how you say his name, by the way. I just can't do it the way that Wobbly says it, is last in that field. So, your poleman for TCR, I'm going to have to get through these quite quick. Spencer McCarthy for Alpine Stars Geodesic on a 2:13.1. That is an obscene time and should be banned. Sam Blees off second for Alpine Stars Geodesic again. We saw their team driving before. Michael Gray for XVR Sim Racing goes off third. Stephen Walker goes off fourth for Spectre 6 Purple. The winner, Gary Craig, goes off fifth for BSTV Esports Green. Matt Elmore goes off sixth for Spectre 6. Seventh is David Ayres for Result Clothing. Shane Powell goes off 8th for Spectre 6 Purple. Russell Cowell goes off 9th for Spectre 6. Carl Hardy goes off 10th for Safeguard by Result with JB Dejoux. The Road America Killer goes off 11th for LMT Racing. Rob Venn off 12th for BSTV Esports Pink. Then I think it's Ralph, is it? Roger Morton off 13th for Work God by Result. Then Ralph Cullinan off 14th for Result Clothing. Ollie Ricks is 15th for Spiro by Result. Charles Kellyman goes off 16th for Optical. And Andrew Littler goes off last and 17th for Work Guard by Result. So we're on the pace lap at the moment. It's not a massive field of GT4s, there's 8 of them. And they're gone already. There we go. And here come the TCRs. And I think he's gone already because he's already ahead of his teammate, who's playing rear gunner there, I think. Everybody's safely around the first part of club and then on to the new start finish straight, obviously. Bit of door banging there between Shane Powell and David Ayres, I think that was. And these guys are... Whoa! There's Carl Hardy shooting off into the distance there at Village. He's hit the... Has he hit anything? I think he has hit something. The front of his car looks a bit mangled.
Wonky.
Yeah, I think Russell Cowell had something to do with that. Yeah, giving him a bit of a shunt. So he's got damage at both ends of that car. iRacing thought the damage was a little bit less than it was after he pulled away from the wall. Right, so back in the GT4 class, Chris Shaw. Everybody's exactly as they were when they started. Although that BMW there looks like Jamie Wilson, and he's about to lose a position or two because he got a tyre off. Here's my teammate, the race winner. The rest of them in front just don't know it yet. He is in the tow of Stephen Walker, Wookie Walker. Lucky Wookie Walker. Evening to Alan Toon on the chat. Why are you not racing? May not be MX-5s, but these TCRs are a good car to drive. That's Sam Blees taking the race lead. Is he going to lead it for 3 laps and get some points, or whatever the rule is? Rob Venn doing a number on David Ayres, and is that Russell Cowell going sideways there? It was. So that's usually the same line I take, the Tokyo Drift line through Stowe. Coming down through the Vale and into Club now. Rear brakes are red hot on that Hyundai. Another 5, 6, is it 6 litres at the minute? It is, it's 6 litres in a pack at the moment. There's a little bit of a gap you can see there. That's back to Shane, I think. Shane Powell. But these 6 are right on it. Bit of a gap forming behind Stephen Walker, I think. Gary Craig is lulling him into a false sense of security. Actually, I think he got put offline by Matt Elmore by the sound of what's being discussed on the in-game chat. Michael Gray under some pressure now from Stephen Walker. Stacey's not even home yet, according to her message, so she won't be joining us. And Martin's not going to have any food either on his birthday. So they tip it into Beckett's here and then into Chapel. Lots of slipstream opportunity here, but the problem is, it's the one at the front that's causing the bother. He's the one that's not got tow, so I think there'll be maybe another exchange for the lead here. Or are they going to play it sensible? They are playing it sensible. Stephen Walker having a good look at Michael Gray. He's fancying that position, I think. And round we come again, tipping into this very tight left-hander here before club. And round for another lap. So, as a reminder, these cars are fuel limited. There will be pit stops. You can't make it to the end without doing so, but tyres, they're something of a challenge in the TCRs this season. Certain tracks it's absolutely guaranteed you have to take them, and then other tracks the wear is a lot less, so it'll be interesting to see what these guys do. I didn't do enough practice to figure it out myself. I'm also not the best around Silverstone.
You could just say you are the best, but you can't show it because Clyde is not there to broadcast. So.
Oh, that's true. I missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, missed opportunity. You know, you can thank me later. This is absolutely not true.
Jamie Wilson, you can see the gap in front of Arnaud Chenonnier in front of him. It's quite sizable now. Jamie's trying to do the outside, which you can do around Stowe. You've got to be brave and you've got to stay with it, but he's doing the cutback sort of thing, but not managed to get alongside. Behind them, they've got a load of room. There's 4.5 seconds nearly back to Jason Haddington. But that looked like an overtake there. Carl Hardy's on his way back through the field here. That's Roger Morton and JB Dejoux in front. I don't know whether Roger's purposefully giving Carl a tow or that's just what happened. And behind them is Charles Kellyman, who's ready to mop up some places. So back at the front of TCR now. Oh, there's all sorts going on here. Oh, fishtailing them.
I think that was solid air.
Yeah, there was a good portion of solid air in there, that's for sure. That's Roger Morton getting shuffled backwards. Let's have a look at this.
Well, that was a real contact with that.
Oh, look at that though. That's weird. The first one should have been a contact and wasn't. And the second one shouldn't have been a contact and very much was. So yeah, we called it kind of right. Oh, hang on, here we go. Stephen Walker has put Michael Gray behind him and about to shuffle Sam Blease backwards as well. He's got the optimal line into Brooklands, but not into Luffield. So let's see what happens. Oh, he has really, because he's going to cut that right off now, isn't he? Yep. TCR driving tactics of slam the door fully shut in the face of your opponent. Through Woodcote we go. So, Stephen Lucky Wookie Walker gets himself 2 positions in half a lap. And Gary Craig will want to be capitalising on some of it, unless he thinks that everybody else in front of him is a liability and therefore he's going to stay a bit safe for a bit longer. I'm pretty sure that there is some fuel saving opportunity around this track, but it is a high fuel usage track. You are on the gas an awful lot and you come out of some slow corners very heavily on the gas, so we'll have to see how that goes. These guys are dropping Matt Elmore now.
I wonder if Sam bleeds as quickly as tires in the first few laps, trying to get ahead of his teammate and stay ahead of him.
Yeah,
He's
possible.
broke up pole position, and they are losing time on Spencer and Steven right now.
Yeah, they are. They're putting each other offline a little bit. There's a bit of defensive driving going on at this point here, which of course the front two aren't bothered about. Just remind everybody that we had a really good Daytona 24 in collaboration between BSTV and Spectre 6. We ended up in the same split and came 4th and 5th, or 5th and 6th, I can't remember now, 5th and 6th I think it was. Further back here, Rob then, this is for 8th place, that's Shane Powell in front. Rob's caught Shane. And he's up 4 places, is Rob. So he's making forward momentum. As soon as he owns one of these cars, you think he'd go a bit quicker. Right, so Ollie Ricks and David Ayres. David Ayres is back a bit here. He's 6 places down after that incident earlier. Chris Needham doing a stand-up job here. He's in 3rd at the moment. Wobbly has gapped them by 2 seconds nearly. And there's also, he's not done the fastest lap of the race yet though. That's Chris Shaw, who's at the back of this little group. This is the front of TCR. So Stephen Walker is fully in the tow here. Obviously Spencer won't have any tow. There's nobody in front of him. Is there going to be a move here? There is. He steps out and into Stowe. Gets that overtake done, at least in the first part. There is an opportunity to come back. He'll have taken a 1x there to stay ahead on the left-hand side there. Maybe not, actually. That second phase, you can go a bit wider. Whoa, that's sideways from Spencer. Nice red-hot rear tyres there for Spencer. I'll have 4 hot ones, please. He thinks he's at a donut stand, but he's actually driving a car. Everybody behind him suddenly interested. He's gone wide there on those hot tyres slightly. Sambly is keeping it much more tight as they go through Village here and then into the loop.
Was he bum drafting him?
Sure. It certainly looked that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do have a small gap, like 4 seconds. They need to close on Matt
They do, yeah.
there. So that's a way to do it, as long as you don't crash.
Yeah, all that messing about at the front has meant that Matt Elmore's been able to catch up again. Bump drafting's fine in these cars. Just got to watch your engine doesn't overheat too much. Chris Needham still in this Stefan Goebel Chris Shaw sandwich. They are catching Wobbly, which is probably Wobbly's doing. He may be on a fuel save strategy of some sort. Chris Needham needs to really start taking a bit of a bigger sweep round some of these corners, get himself some momentum so that he can get alongside stuff and do the move on him. In turn, I think Chris Shaw is eager to overtake somebody somewhere and not finding the opportunity just yet. So,
as we are already a quarter into the race, Pete, I just want to highlight the incident counts as of now. There's one driver on 7.
7?
Yes.
Is it Carl Hardy?
I'm not gonna give names.
Right.
Just to keep it fair. There are 4 drivers on 6 incident, which is 7,
Unbelievable.
So that's something. Only a quarter of the race in. We'll have 45 minutes to go, and Chris Needham goes by Stefan Dilbel. Same for Chris Shaw, even though not quite there yet.
Not quite, but he's on the optimal line for club, so we'll consider that done. Yeah, 15 incidents gets you a drive-through, folks. That's not to be forgotten. There could be a couple of visits by some people to pit road based on those numbers.
Have we seen Spencer McCarthy go by? Stephen Walker go by Spencer?
Before? No, we didn't, did we? Yes, we did.
No,
Sorry, yeah.
I don't think so.
Did we not? I don't remember now.
Well,
but he's definitely done it now. Yeah. And at the minute, he's holding up the entire geodesic team, which is quite a thing to claim. Michael Gray sticking with these two, though.
Swatch back the pass for the lead. Oh, I think I do remember that.
Yeah, he got alongside him into Stowed in the air. We did see it.
I think that's when Spencer got sideways.
No, he was okay on that one.
Ah, that was another one. Well,
yeah.
Never mind. Let's go back to live, because that's where the action is.
Excellent. So yeah, it'd be... I mean, I'm sure Gary's pushing to stay on the back of this group. It'd be good to see him move forward and get fully involved with these front 3.
Oh, there it is. There it is, folks.
Jason Haddington. He's looped it.
A bit late.
Yeah,
but still.
A bit later than scheduled, but nevertheless, still welcome. Oh, sideways round...
that's the old turn 1.
Yeah.
Not turn 1 anymore.
Cops. There you go.
Oh, at 360.
Yeah. Is he going to get any more? Oh, no. Not quite. Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen better.
We have. Yeah. He's done better in the past. Right. So. Still as we were at the front of TCR, but these 4, 5, maybe 6 are still fully together. Matt Elmore's got a little bit of a drop at the minute. Look at them spread out across the entire track, literally spread out across the entire track as they try and break the toe and take defensive lines and all the... Oh, that's a touch.
Yep. You can see the paint's completely scratched.
Yeah, I mean, if he asked nicely, I'm sure he'd give him some of the paint. He doesn't have to steal it like that. Right, so that's put Gary massively into the fray now. And Michael Gray is all over the back of Spencer at the moment. Matt Elmore getting dropped a little bit now. Maybe he's cooked his tyres a little. Roger Morton and is that Ollie Ricks in the Spiro car? It is, isn't it? So these two are a little way down now. So this is for 14th in class. Still good points. All of them are good points. That's a very wide line from Ollie Ricks. He's dropped in behind Roger. Meanwhile, Chris Needham has caught up with Wobbly. And Wobbly is about to catch the very back of... Oh, he's already caught the very, very back of the TCRs. Because that's Andrew Littler in front, I think. Yeah. Who stays out of the way. Well there, lets the GT4s go through. And these three are very much together again now. And they may well be joined by Stefan if Stefan can get on the loud pedal a bit. Evening to Daryl Denny on the chat. Welcome.
I have a question for you, Pete.
Yeah.
Is Gary racing your car?
What are you trying to say?
He almost catched the battle, but it was dropped just a bit before. So I was wondering if, you know, he had your weight in it, or I don't know.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Well, I don't know why. I think I never saw
but...
Gary, but I imagine him, you know, being very fit and, you know, like a sportsman or something, where we all saw you previously in your dress, so we all know how you look like.
The camera adds several pounds. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
In Clyde's case, it adds a few ton.
Oh, it doesn't even fit in the camera, so... Oh dear.
I'm pretty sure that Gary's going to be employing a tactic of some sort. I just don't know what it is yet. And here's a change of the lead. That was a kamikaze move there by Sam Blease. He's made it work. I can't believe he did, though.
Well, to be fair, Pete, they all know each other and they all know what they can and cannot do. And
yes, very true.
If you do that in official 99% of the time, you will end up in the wall. But in these leagues, that's why it's so great. You know, the guys you're racing, you know, they will give you room. So, you know, you can attempt these kind of moves. And they will treat you the same and try to get back maybe the same way. And you will leave them room. So that's why it's great.
Loads of people lately saying that they don't drive officials anymore because you just can't race properly in them. And you can understand why people come to leagues like this one where the racing's safe and, you know, the sportsmanship is excellent. And they can put moves on each other like that and know that the other person's going to not do something stupid.
Hello to the best American we know. Bill,
hey,
on
Bill's on the chat. Evening to Bill Switzer, the barbecue of Road America. So, these four here are dropping Gary and Matt Elmore now. And these four are very, very much dropped Jamie, who's 5.5 seconds back. I don't think he's even in shot now. He's got Arnaud Chenonnier right behind him. There they are. He got past him a little while ago now, but hasn't managed to gap him yet. But this front end battle here is still very much on. We go McLaren, Porsche, McLaren, Porsche. Very balanced on this particular circuit between these two manufacturers. And the McLaren puts the power down very, very easily, doesn't it? It's very controlled launch, it has to be said, from both of those two. Oh, here we go. Is this Stephen Walker taking the lead back again? He's on the wrong side for this. And he'll have to watch he's not going to get mugged by that other geodesic car of Spencer McCarthy. He stays on a more defensive line in order to make sure that that doesn't happen. But Spencer may have a bit of a run here, and into Cops is a good place to go for it. No, it's not Cops. Yeah, it is Cops. Forgot where I was on track then.
Well, almost looks like Gary hasn't got the right color on his car. There's orange, purple.
Yeah.
He's green.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody in front is sharing black, orange, and purple.
And
in some
no
form or
yellow
another.
wheels at the front.
No yellow wheels. There you go. So
That's probably because he's racing a John Deere tractor instead of the TCRs.
Good old John Deere tractors. And that is Sam Blease back to the front of the TCRs again. So I don't know how many lead changes we've had, but that must be at least the 6th.
A few. It could be a good metric to have an SDK.
Yeah, be a really good start actually.
Don't know if it's available somewhere, but as far as I'm aware, don't think so.
No. So Chris Needham under some pressure now from Chris Shaw. Battle of the Chris's. Although he did go very, very wide on that one, and then he's turned in shallow to the loop, so he's going to lose ground now. Let's hope Chris Needham remembers the financial incentive for wiping Wobbly out.
10 ground, was it?
Not 10 grand. He's trying to ruin me or what?
No, I was hoping you would say yes, and I would jump into a car and
Yeah.
just smash Wobbly.
Oh, no.
I think,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
Arno
shit on
went
the 8.
to Mr. Haddington's schools, spinning around.
He was well off the beaten track then. There's a search party gone out for him. Oh, he got a little bit of too much lock on the car. Maybe a little bit of grass on the inside there, and yeah, he's had to go the scenic route. Good evening to Olivier on the chat, Olivier Guadalupe. Oh, door to door here for Carl Hardy.
I'm just wondering, when did Carl get his front bumper back? I thought it fell off when he hit the wall first place.
It fell off and like hung off for about 4 seconds and then jumped back on again. And here's the first. No, he's not the first. He can't. Yeah,
It's the first one to pit.
yes, that's what I was going for. But I don't know why he was showing first on track on my screen.
Well, because, you know, you just get the chicane. So,
Oh yeah, it's the shorter route to the pit road, isn't it?
yep, that's
I
it.
keep forgetting we're on the new pit lane. And Bill says, wishing he could have been in here tonight so I could race.
Well, it wouldn't have been possible because you put your car in Gary's hands.
Yeah, this is true, yeah. Gary's driving my car at the moment, which is why he's not winning the race. Carl Hardy desperately trying to put a move on Russell Cowell here. And get a bit of revenge probably for the diversion he got earlier.
Ooh.
Stephen Walk, look at the way that the cars are twitching under braking into Stowe. That's fantastic. I think Stephen's going to lose out here unless he can hold it. Oh, he's not even trying. He's going to take the sensible line into club and probably try and get himself a really good run out of the last corner like this. He's having a look on the inside. He's literally pushing Spencer McCarthy through that last corner. Gary still very much with this group.
Yeah, he's been able to close the small gap. Yeah, he was still in the draft, and with them for battling, managed to get to close it, which is great. And Matt Elmore is not far off, so he might be able to do the same.
Yeah, he keeps getting dropped off the back of this group, and then they get in each other's way, and he claws it back again. So let's see who's finally finished pit in. Oh, we've only had one visitor to pit road, and that's Chris Shaw so far. Wobbly relegated to second place now. We can't see this too many times. Wobbly getting a move put on him by Chris Needham.
Oh, that's when Chris Shaw went to the pits. That's why I missed it.
Yeah, and Chris Shaw wasn't messing around going to the pits either. He absolutely belted down that pit road. And that was a nice overtake there from Chris Needham. Wobbly's tyres may well have given up here. Because he's slowly dropping back into the clutches of Stefan. These five still just glued together. Don't look away, do you? Because anything could happen.
And they're getting on Crash Eddington. Oh boy.
Oh! Alright, stay clear of it. But he's going to have to make his way through this lot. And that could cause some issues. So I don't know whether they're going to take this opportunity to pit.
Well, the good thing about Silverstone, like a track like Knockhill, you do have long straights, so it's easier to pass.
Yeah, and there's masses of room. It's just, are they going to be patient enough to wait? That's the thing.
Well, they usually are.
Yeah, true. I mean, he's not going to be able to take the whole lot of this troop all in one straight, I wouldn't have thought.
Well, depends where he does it. He might do it after the
Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, that's the names.
I mean, Hanger Straight, it's not massively long straight, to be fair.
No,
these
but
guys,
you can get the momentum out from the corner. So.
Yes, true, yeah. And in a GT4 you should be able to. But these guys are knocking on.
Oh, there was...
He's got a bad line. Up. Who was off? It wasn't one of the front five anyway.
That was Arno.
Oh, it was Arno, right, okay.
Oh, well, he's just gonna get... Great.
He's going to get hit from the side with all the changes of direction from these TCRs here. He's on the inside of Gary.
TCR are so much better under braking.
Right, everybody, well not everybody, but everybody other than Geodesic piles into the pits.
Well, I think it's a good call because they will have Kelly, and well, Arno was back into the pit, so that must have been quite a crash then, because he just went off the pits.
True. What have we got here? Arno Chenonier. Oh, gets a sideways drift on and then a slide, so takes to the grass. Then everybody piles through. This is what we were watching a minute ago when you said there was a car off track and I didn't even see it.
Well, we did not see it on board, I don't think.
No.
But yeah, he's back into the pit lane. Well, he's out now. So Gary Craig, winner of this. So
hey!
that's a good fuel saving strategy for Gary, probably.
Yeah.
Or Steven took 4 tires. We don't know. You know.
It was twitching all over the place there. This car isn't nice, by the way, when you change just the front. And Steven is putting a move on Gary now, straight away. Carl Hardy overtaking David Ayres there, I think.
Well, at least they're battling together.
Yep, true.
Wobbly's back on track in front of everybody in GT4s.
So he obviously saved a bucket full of fuel in the first run. TCR's catching Jason Haddington, is that? Or is he overtaking them? I can't really tell.
He's now overtaking the leaders.
Right, there we go. And they've peeled off into the pits to react to everybody else pitting.
Now, it will be interesting to see where they get out.
Yeah, I mean, one lap isn't much to affect any kind of undercut. It'd all be on how much fuel you'd saved and whether these guys can pound it around the track, not get in each other's way in order to get ahead of the geodesic boys. But I just don't think they're going to do it because the tyres will be horrible for the first 2/3 of the lap, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's not the same as the V8s where you can gain a lot even in one lap.
Yeah, true. And they are leaving pit road now. They're quite a way apart.
Spencer.
Yeah. And Sam's out in front. These guys come herring round the corner there, and Spencer's been in there a lot longer. So he's got some work to do now to get back where he was. You wonder, missed his pit box and had to do a bit of a reverse or something like that. Maybe he took 4 tyres by accident. Generally, you only take the fronts. Maybe it's just massively heavy on the fuel, but we're up to 38 minutes of this race, so we're well over halfway now. Almost at the 2/3 mark, really. So let's see this.
So he's behind his teammate.
He's the first one, isn't he, into his pit box. So, split strategies. Oh no, he did it reversed.
Took him a long time to get back to his pit stall.
Yeah, he probably didn't even notice if he's changing other things in the cockpit. So that's the reason. Yeah, he had to do a little mini reverse, but after a while, like you're saying, yeah. That was a big delay.
Yeah, it cost him loads. That's insane, the amount of time you lose by just missing your pit stall by... It was like a meter or something.
Yeah, definitely. Just really, really unfortunate. But good evening, Stacey Jeffries.
Good evening, Pete. Good evening, Sam. How are we both doing? Better
Hello.
late than
All
never, eh?
good. I'm glad you got your priorities sorted out, and that your boyfriend took second place, and you're in the booth with us.
Well, it's his birthday today. He's literally just finished work. So, of course, I'm catching the last few laps with you guys because this is my favourite track.
Of course, yeah. Well, you've missed an awful lot of changing of positions and pit stop disasters. Well, I'm saying it's a disaster because it's Spencer. Gary is now in third, about to be put into fourth, looking at this, by Michael Gray, who's done a cutback on him of spectacular proportions there, out of the loop. Yeah, so how long has it been since you were last at Silverstone then, Stacey?
Good couple of years now that I've done a track day. Yeah, good couple of years.
Right. And I was,
But yeah, absolute awesome track, this one. I mean, the main track that I've done is the national, not the international. But of course, you've got the full Grand Prix track today, haven't you?
yeah, it's a bit of an epic one. 2 minutes and 13, is it? For a TCR. 2 minutes 14. And 2 minutes 10 for a GT4. So
this is my best bit. Just coming around Brooklands into Luffield is my absolute favourite corners. And then coming round to Woodcote, that is my favourite bit of the track.
Right, okay. And what have you driven? Is it your Z4 that you've been round here on?
Z3.
Z3, sorry.
I've took the Z3M round here. Martin's done his Z3 as well around this track. Yeah, it's awesome. You can have so much fun, and there's so many places to overtake that you wouldn't even think you could overtake on this track.
And the fact that it's probably one of the widest tracks in the world means there's plenty of room to give each other space, although these two, they're not doing that so much.
You've got to be a really bad driver to actually crash into any of the walls, because there is so much room. If you go off, you can go off on your own little cruise and still not hit anything.
Well, Russell, is it Russell? No, Matt Elmore, of course, decided he wanted to hit the curbs there. They are pretty beastly. Bit of a side door-to-door contact there. So Matt Elmore getting shouldered out a little bit by Spencer as he sets off after the front group. And this is the front group. And then at the slightly front of GT4, since Wobbly has disappeared off down the road by 4.5 seconds. This is Chris Shaw fully with Chris Needham still. Battle of the Chris's. Shame one of them's not called Cross, really, isn't it? Then we could have Chris Cross.
So where's Clyde tonight then?
Some excuse about being stuck in traffic. He even sent a fake picture of some traffic.
Where's Yaz tonight?
Yaz came up with an even worse excuse, which was that he just wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, those two are really lame. I've got a good excuse, like, not to be here, but I am here because it's Martin's birthday.
Yeah, it's not the greatest of excuses, though, is it, Sam, really? I mean, you want to come up with something better than that, don't you? Boyfriend's birthday keeps you away.
I think I just understood I'm here because it is Martin's birthday.
Yeah.
But, you know, me and my English understanding, it's not the best, so...
Yeah, but he's that awesome of a boyfriend. He knows I love this track, and I've been waiting for this one to come up. He knew he wasn't going to make this one because he knew he was working so late. So, yeah, he's been kind enough to let me jump on just for the last bit.
Kind of? Oh, my God.
I shouldn't be here. You know that.
So, Chris Short really trying to get a move done on Chris Needham now. If we end up with this, we'll end up with a McLaren 1-2. Be appropriate for two McLarens to be at the front of the field at Silverstone.
Let's see what he can do on the straight.
Yeah, so through these corners that the McLaren appears to my eyes to be very, very good. It's got really good launch out of the corners. Yeah, he should get a bag full of tow next time we're on Wellington. Who's that? That was someone spun off to the left there. Oh, Rick Verhoog, which is not how you say that, but that's what I'm doing. He's having a bit of a struggle finding a space to get back in, but at least he's waiting. And this is all still going on around here. David Ayres and Russell. These two have been together since the very start.
As long as Cole Hardy stays in front, that's all good for me.
Well, he wasn't before. He and Russell came together on the first lap, I think it was, or maybe lap 2. And Carl speared off at Village and made contact with the wall as well. So he's had that repaired, obviously. And now making his way back through again.
I'll say what will make it worth it even more jumping on is if the winner of the GT4 is who I want it to win. Can't say any names because you don't want to jinx. And
just say wobbly.
And then somebody else gets a move on, but they've dropped down.
Well, who are you referring to?
If Wobbly is on for a win, Pete, we should throw him a penalty. Just to make sure he doesn't win.
Just black flag him or meatball him or something like that.
I think you can put like minutes of penalties just to make sure.
Oh, cool. How'd you do that? What's the instructions for that?
Just right click on his name and you will see black flag for 60 seconds.
Alright, I'll wait until he's on the last lap and do it then.
Yeah, good.
Okay, put it this way for TCR, a green car needs to hurry up.
Oh, I see. Okay then. So these guys make their way onto another lap, heading towards Village. Scene of a crime earlier between these two cars. And in the accent of Taggart, if anybody remembers that from years ago in the UK, there's been a murder. As Russell dispatched Carl on the first couple of laps, but Carl's now back in front again, so that's a good recovery drive from Carl Hardy. And as Sam rightly pointed out before, someone's taped his front wing back on again. That's Wobbly coming through this bit of the TCR field there.
Hopefully the guys will be kind enough just to move out the way.
I thought you were going to say ram him off the track. That would only do, wouldn't it, you know?
That's what you'd be doing, right, if you were racing tonight?
Yeah. It gets missed on most broadcasts, but every time Wobbly comes past to lap me, I always steer into his path. Just for fun, you know.
Just for giggles, eh?
Just for giggles. So these guys piling through club and back onto the new start-finish straight. That's David Ayres piling underneath Russell Cowell there. Russell making his way backwards a little bit here. Oh, he's come back at him though, and he's got a good line here through Vale and into this tight left-hander. Oh, he's going to lose out though.
David. Oh. Got a bit of curb on the way out there. Ooh.
So Chris Needham making his way through, threading the needle in between all of these TCRs, and Chris Shaw also managing to do that. That's giving Carl Hardy a bit of a gap just ahead of them.
Which is good. Just need to see David come through the field now.
Not that you're biased at all, but there you go.
Me? No. I'd find it hard. I'd find it hard to choose if the result guys were up there with BSTV.
David Ayres flashing his lights at Russell Carl for some reason, maybe just distraction purposes. Alan Toon says hello, Stacey.
Hello, Sir Alan Toon. I miss Alan. Got to go and see him again soon.
Not that far from you, is he?
Oh, it's a bit of a trek, but it's always worth it. Yeah.
All right, okay. So here we are. This 5-car train, in a slightly different order from before, is pretty much all back together. So Stephen Walker goes on the uber defensive into Stowe. Spencer's caught this group again now. And he's not shy, so I think we'll see him making his way towards the front shortly. He's not got that long to do it, though. We're in the last 10 minutes of this race, believe it or not. It's been absolutely frantic. There's been at least 10 changes of lead for TCR. And
the Battle of the Spinners.
Yeah. RWC. One of those letters means spin in a language that I don't know. Russell, Cowell and David Ayres still together here. Wonder if there's going to be any more flashy lighty from David Ayres after put the wires in that car.
Come on, David, you can overtake there.
He's
Come on.
done it now.
Power down. That's it.
Brilliant drive off the last corner there. Jamie Wilson ready to make his way through. He's probably got the patience to wait till Angus straight though. If we finish like this, I think that allows Sam to take the lead of TCR. Stephen Walker would probably move up a position as well, so there's a lot at stake here for these 5 cars.
Well, anything can happen up front, as we said before.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this 5 here are the top 4 in the league so far. So Spencer McCarthy at the back is the leader of the TCR Championship. Sam Blease, who's in second, is second in the championship. Gary, who is 4th, is 3rd in the championship. And Stephen Walker, who's leading, but maybe not for much longer, is 4th in the championship.
There we go. It's been done.
It has been done. A change for the lead again. Gary Craig desperate now to try and get a move done on Michael Gray. And he may end up losing a position as a result. Oh, there's a touch there.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, they can't get any closer than that. That's excellent racing, though. Absolutely inch perfect from all 5 of them. Gary taking an uber wide line to be super cautious around Spencer. Michael Gray is having a bit of this now. He's on the optimal line into Village, but not for the loop. This could get very, very messy. There may be tears. Massive box of Kleenex needed. So, trying to break the toe all over the place now. Alan Toon doesn't know who he's cheering for. Come on, David, Carl and Gary. he's
Sounds like me.
Yeah. Oh, nearly 3 wide. Nearly 3 wide going through Woodcote. Look how close they are. Michael Gray. What a move. And he's done it as well.
I'm
But
glad
not
my
for
chair
long.
is not a Civic suspension right now because it will be broken.
Spencer trying to do a move here. He's on the right line now. He's brilliant on the brakes there into Beckett's now. And then Chapel is the next destination. Stephen Walker also trying to get a move done on Michael Gray. Is he going to try and dive to the right here? There's nowhere to go. He's going to push him.
Wow, that is so close.
Bump drafting. And Michael Gray is going round the outside at Stowe. Oh, touch. That was an inappropriate touch. You can do time for things like that. Sorry?
I knew this track was going to be awesome.
It's also the drivers that contribute to that though, and these guys are brilliant.
Look at these lot. Toe to toe nearly, look at it.
I know, they're letting the geodesic boys disappear though. Spencer took no time at all making his way through to the second place position. And if he wants to catch his teammate, he's only got about 4 minutes in which to do it. That's only 2 laps. We would show you some GT4s, but this is too exciting. So Stephen pushing Michael Gray, bump drafting him down down Wellington into Brooklands rather. And there is Wobbly, your overall race leader. He's got a 3-second lead at the moment. And that's over Chris Needham. And third in GT4 at the moment is Chris Shaw. But he's a good... Ooh. Well, they're actually quite close together, Chris Needham and Chris Shaw again. That's come together again. I think there's going to be some TCR shenanigans on the last lap with these three in particular. And if that's Wobbly that's just behind them, and I think it is, he's going to reduce their lap count by 1 lap. But maybe not for all of them. It depends where he ends up. Look at the toe. It's immense. Michael Gray sliding sideways.
Whoa.
Stephen Walker trying to get it done through Vale and has just about done it. Slams the door shut on Michael Gray. Gary's trying to get interested now as well. Wobbly's sat behind him somewhere. There.
Well, Wobbly can stay where he is. He's fine.
Wobbly will get another lap in. So this is the penultimate lap probably. White flag lap next lap. Stephen Walker's got that done there. Michael Gray losing a bit of front end traction now. And Gary will probably be sniffing a chance at 4th place. Wobbly's already caught these two, so he'll get that done by Brooklands.
I love this bit of the track. It's my favourite. So you
So
can
you like
go
just
wide.
the flow of it.
Yeah, and you can go wide round Luffield, and you can see quite a bit of overtaken in that area as well.
Yeah, so it's a well constructed series of corners, it has to be said, and very iconic. Wobbly patient behind Stephen Walker. Into Beckett's and then line it up for Chapel. One of the more important corners because it leads onto this straight here. So you want to carry as much momentum onto this straight as you can. This will be a white flag for Wobbly, maybe. It will be, won't it, Sam?
Yeah, with white flag for Wobbly, and well, I would say white flag for
everybody
all the
now.
DCLs, yes.
Yeah.
Because even if he's not in front of these two before they crosses the line, he will be on the next lap, so that's gonna be the end as well for Sam and Spencer.
So this might upset. Yeah, this might upset the apple cart. So this is second and third. The two Chris's, Chris and Chris, crisscross, making their way through. Was that a touch on Michael Gray there? I'm not sure. But Gary is now very interested and trying to follow the... Oh, there's all sorts going on here. Chris Needham. I'm not sure. I'd have to see that from the chopper cam.
See, this is the problem when you've got two lots racing at the same time. It's like, who's going to actually give way?
Yeah.
Who's
So
going to say, go?
Dives to the inside. Oh. You'd have to say that was possibly Gary, maybe.
I'm not saying that's Gary at all, to be fair.
Are you not?
No, I'm not calling it for Gary.
I do think it was a bit too deep. But, you know, 3 wide in that corner.
Yeah, it's a very tight corner, so...
Yeah. It is a shame for Chris Race, because now he's behind Jimmy Wilson and Stephen Gobble. He's in 5th now.
Yeah, true. So as these two go through Cops again.
And battle for the lead as well.
Yeah, slugging it out for the top spot. As they come through Chapel and onto Hanger Straight. Stephen Walker in the background. Bottom step of the podium at the moment. But wobbly kneecaps. Through Stowe, into Vale. Tips it into the left-hander. Through Club for the final time, and shortly of another victory, but this time at Silverstone.
Hey!
Sam beats Spencer to the line. Everybody's flashing the lights, trying to give other people some sort of seizure. Third over the line was Stephen, and then Michael Gray and Gary. We'll wait for them to go official because a lot of these guys will have picked up a number of incident points, so we'll make sure that there's no penalties to serve at the end of it. Carl Hardy ahead of his sister teammate David Ayres. And Russell Cowell followed by Shane Powell. Charles Kellerman a little bit further back and under a little bit of pressure from Roger Morton.
So, Pete, where do you think you would have come in this race then?
I'd have parked it a long time ago, I think. Either through getting too many incident points or just frustration. I like Silverstone. I think it's a fantastic and wonderful flowing track, but I'm no good at it. So
I definitely prefer the National, though.
yeah, it's more of a charging lap, the National, isn't it? It's this one's like an epic, like huge lap compared to the National circuit. And you only like that one because that's the one you race all the time.
Yeah.
Ollie Ricks trying to take the suspension off his car on the last corner, and Andrew Littler over the line. Last on track, but not last in the race. So that was incredible to watch. Absolutely fantastic.
Such a shame I wasn't here on time, but
I know, Martin's fault really, in my opinion. Before you go, and just so we've got your vote, because you'll be wanting, no doubt, to reprioritise, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Who would be your driver of the evening from what you saw?
From what I saw. Well, I was going to say Cole Hardy, just because.
Carl Hardy, just because, right?
Just
Okay.
because. That's what I think I'm going to go for. I always vote Gary, so I think someone else should have the vote this week.
Fair enough. And
But yeah,
we'll do our votes at the end. So I'm sure Sam can remember that one for when he's doing the driver of the evening. Right then,
but
I'll go on.
if I had a second choice, I would say Gary because he so should have kept that third place. But hey, it's racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I'm going to run us through the GT4 finishing order. So your winner tonight, sadly, is Wobbly Kneecaps for BSTV Esports Pink. Chris Shaw finished second for Mob 7 Esports. Jamie Wilson finished third after all of that for Team Chimera, with Stefan Goebel in fourth for VTS Esports. Chris Needham pushed down to fifth for RWC Racing Black, with Arnaud Chenonnier for RWC Racing White in sixth. Seventh was Kylie Haddington for RWC Racing Black again. And Rick Verhoog finished in eighth place. So all getting some decent points there. And then your TCR finishing order was Sam Blees for Alpine Stars, Geodesic Racing. Finished first. Top step on the podium for him. Half a second behind was his own teammate, Spencer McCarthy, with Stephen Walker in third for Spectre 6 Purple. Michael Gray was fourth for XVR Sim Racing. Gary Craig finished fifth for BSTV Esports Green. Matt Elmore finished sixth for Spectre 6. Rob Venn finished seventh for BSTV Esports Pink. Carl Hardy finished eighth for Safeguard by Result. Ninth was David Ayres for Result Clothing. Russell Cowell finished 10th for Spectre 6. 11th was Shane Powell for Spectre 6 Purple. Then we've got Charles Kellyman in 12th for Optical. Roger Morton in 13th for Work Guard by Result. 14th was Davey Dejoux for LMT Racing. Ollie Ricks for Spiro Racing, Spiro by Result, finished 15th. 16th was Andrew Littler for Work Guard by Result. And Ralph Cullinan finished 17th for Result Clothing. Well, that was crazy. And you were on the cameras a lot, changing which one you were staring at, Sam.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I did focus a lot on the battle with the five guys at the top of the TCRs, but they were battle all over the place. That was great again. I mean, well, it's just the BSTV GT4 TCRs after all.
It is. It was just bonkers. I don't know where to begin with it all. Although I am going to get our first interviewee into the booth. It's not letting me for some reason, but there you go. Give me a minute. Oh, it's because he keeps moving. He's doing it on purpose, I'm sure of it.
Breaks.
So, got him in mid-conversation though. Always funny. Good evening, Wobbly.
Hello, Pete.
I see you've managed to luck your way to another victory.
Yeah, I think I inherited Stephen Walker's luck.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, so I guess I just got lucky.
Very much so. Talk us through your race strategy, because you dropped back at the beginning of the first stint, and I think you ended up in third before everybody else pitted, and then when you came out of the pits, you were ahead of everybody and then just decided to disappear off down the road.
Yeah, so I first wanted to just gun it down the road and see how much of a gap I could get in like 2-3 laps. It was about 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this is boring. Now I'll start fuel saving, which is even more boring. And I was trying to do as much laps as possible, because like one lap is like 4 liters on the McLaren.
Right.
So I was just like controlling the gap, and Chris came at me, which was fine because I was overdoing it a bit with the fuel saving as well. And I figured that, well, he might get past as well, so I could save a little bit more.
Yep.
And in the end, second part, I gunned like 5 laps, and then I had a big enough of a gap to just cruise around and enjoy the scenery.
Yeah, and you joined in the TCR battle for a little while as well, which was fun. So, Silverstone delivered you a race victory tonight, albeit however lucky you were. Have you sent the pedals yet?
No, but then again, I'm not positive anymore. So basically, I can go to the get a box to cover up the pedals, and you get it.
Awesome stuff. So, anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go? Probably whoever wrote your macro, yeah?
Yeah, so Bob, macro guy, I want to thank him. You guys for setting up the broadcast, and the guys in Discord were quite fun as well. And I mean, a friend of mine, Rick Hoch, he's driving. He's not that fast, but he's really trying to get better, and I enjoy having him there as well. And to anybody.
Yeah, he did all right. We only saw him spin once, I think. So he's definitely improving. And you said his name wrong because his name's Rick Verhoog. But you'll get it eventually. Don't worry about it. How did you say it again?
Verhoog.
Yeah, that's never getting said.
Just try to form it, then you got it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. In that case, we'll see you next time out.
Hi, catch you later, guys.
Cheers. Bye. Oh.
Why are you doing this?
Just for fun. He checked himself out, and then it switched back to live booth for me, so I brought him back in again. That was funny. Right. I really want to see what Sam's looking at because he's sharing his screen with somebody, so we're going to drag him in anyway. Right. Let's see. Are you showing people naughty things on your stream, Sam?
I'm not. No, sorry. We were just.
I think you were. I think there were bottoms on show or something like that.
I mean, it's Gary's. It's the bottom of Gary's car. That's what we've got on the screen at the moment.
So, you managed to do everybody there, didn't you?
Yeah. That was the hardest one by a long way. Yeah, that was hard work.
And I see that you went out there with the paint cans before Spencer did his pit stop and moved his pit box by painting a new one. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit naughty, that, to be fair, to do that. So he had to reverse.
But I also distracted him, so he didn't notice he had to reverse for like.
Yeah, we were watching that, thinking he's been there for ages.
Yeah.
And your car was already up on the jacks for at least like 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was about 5 seconds total he lost.
Yeah, I'm sure you're pretty knackered though, right? Because you must have changed leader in your class 10 times, maybe more.
Yeah, it was insane. It was amazing racing, and thank you to you guys for hosting it, but to Gary and to Stephen and Spencer and Michael, it was incredible. Everyone was really, really respectful, but it was really hard, close, fair, fun racing. So that was really, really good. But yeah, the first, I don't know, 10, 15 laps. It was every lap we had a new leader, I think.
Yeah. It was you, Spencer, Stephen. I don't quite think that Michael or Gary made it to the front, but they were definitely part of the draft train that was going on for the lead. I did wonder if Michael had pushed the boundary of it a bit more. I mean, he got into second at one point, and that was getting a bit tasty. So ultimately, though, you came out on top. You did over your teammate, which is always a bonus. Where are we at next? I can't remember. It's Knockhill, isn't it? Of course.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a crash fest right there, isn't it?
It's. I've not done very many laps of Knockhill. It's quite fun, but it's gonna be a very different race.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what to expect.
I expect cars bouncing off in random directions as soon as any of us go near that chicane thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, great racing tonight. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Just again to the top 5, to Stephen, Spencer, Michael, and Gary. That was excellent. That's the best race of the season for me.
It was incredibly close. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really, really good. And again to BSTV and you guys for hosting and the excellent stream. It's we wouldn't be doing this without you guys. So thank you very much. It's nice to have somewhere to come and have fair racing rather than crazy crash fests like we used to in the officials.
Yeah, absolutely. In that case, thanks for those comments, and we will see you, hopefully not sideways and in a wall at Knock Hill.
I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. There's a good chance.
Cheers, Sam.
Cheers, Pete. Thank you.
Right then, second in the pile is Spencer McCarthy. Hopefully he's not swearing whilst he's been watching Sam streaming naughty stuff. Spencer, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. I was waiting for you to call me up. I think probably the last two were mid-conversation when you just grabbed them up.
yeah. Sam was funny. So your teammate decided to go out with a paint tin just before you pitted and reposition your pit box.
He did. Either that or banana skins. I think
banana skins.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, totally right.
I think I don't know when the pit stuff sorts itself out. I think because we roll over, we'll have to plan this differently because when you roll over from practice into the qualifying or something, it then changes your pit order. I think. So if me and Sam keep pitting or qualifying first and second, and then I'm following him in on the pits, I can't see where the hell I'm going. So we'll have to sort of plan that a bit better.
I think you'll find that is a first world problem.
Yes,
if you're
indeed.
At the front, then you need to not complain.
Absolutely.
But what a hectic race. That was bonkers. I know there was a little bit of paint trading going on, but other than a bit of paint trading, that was clean. It was ridiculously competitive. You had at least 10 changes of lead. My throat is sore from just shouting at the screen so much. What a race.
Yeah, no, I think it was one of those races. I think we all, midway through the season, and I think we're all just a bit like, let's all just throw it around. And I think that was kind of how it went tonight. It was Stephen was chucking it in, I was chucking it in, Sam was chucking it in, and it was just, we knew that obviously, by all means chuck it in and you'll compromise your exit. And we were just, it was kind of racing but playing at the same time. So yeah, it was good. It was very, very, very fun.
That's what it's all about though, isn't it? And Sam was mentioning that you can't do that sort of racing in officials because there's 20 pillocks around you that just stop you from doing it. So
no, you can't read people in officials like that. Like I'll quite happily race with that with a lot of people, but then sometimes you just have one small little touch and they'll just think, oh no, and then it'll be like twice as hard back, and you just go. Whereas in this, we all know our intention. No one's intending to do anything bad. So yeah, it's good. Awesome
stuff. Next time's Knock Hill. Sam's not confident. I'm definitely going to die. Have you?
I might try and die on that one. I've done no laps in iRacing around Knock Hill. I did actually. No, I lie. I've probably done 4 or 5 the normal way round, and I don't know where I was going. I was just so slow, like 2 seconds off pace. So I'll try not to put too much practice in because I like not doing too much practice before these races because it's fun and we have a laugh. That's not what it's about. I don't want to spend 5 hours perfecting everything. So yeah, we'll have a good fun race, I guess, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to? Obviously the person that painted your pit box.
Indeed.
But anybody else?
Well, you guys. I mean, Pete, Sam and Stacey, well done for picking up the commentary tonight and putting the broadcast on. So thanks very much, guys. And obviously we'll have to try and get Clive a new map or something to get him home.
Yeah.
But awesome, guys. Well done. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you at Knock Hill.
Yeah. Cheers.
Right then. Next in line, we've got the whole of the TCR grid and more to talk to tonight. So, good evening, Stephen. I've just spoken to Spencer. Good evening, Stephen. Wookie Lucky Walker.
You're right, guys.
Yeah, not bad actually. So that was just crackers.
Yeah, that was. We were just saying that was probably the most toe-to-toe racing we've gone for the whole hour, rather than just waiting to the end. I didn't want to. I thought about just sitting there like we normally do, and I was like, do you know what? I've got nothing to lose. I'm 4th in the championship at the moment. I'm just gonna mix it up and see what can happen, and it just made it a hell of a lot of fun.
It was a spectacle to watch. I mean, My throat sore, like I was saying to Spencer, from screaming at my screen because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You went sideways into Stowe to take the lead at least once, if not twice. You did a fantastic overtake into Stowe as well on the inside of, I think it was Sam. And then the three of you were just fighting it out. I thought, well, Michael got involved. The pit stops shook it up. Sam painted a new pit box for Spencer about 3 feet shorter than where he thought it was. It was full of just ridiculous excitement. It was a great race. Probably one of the most exciting races I've ever seen at Silverstone. What else can you say about that?
I think you've pretty much covered it. Like, when we were in it, when I was driving it, I was like, I can't wait to watch this back because, like, I feel like this is going to be great on the replay, on the broadcast. Sorry, it was great fun. There's a lot of respect. I don't think there was anything that was like remotely out of order from anyone. That we raced together, obviously, week in, week out, and there's banter and stuff like that. But ultimately, there is respect there. So I wouldn't look at any of those moves and think, oh, that's sketchy. Like, it was all, like I say, full of respect and immense fun. Like, just so much fun. I was trying to shake it up just to see what could happen and see if I could get in the lead and stop them from saving fuel and just, like I say, break the strategies up and things like that. And it kind of worked, but then it just, as we got into the last 5-6 laps, it obviously, like you saw, it just went to hell again, and it was just brilliant fun. Like, I wouldn't have cared if I'd finished at the back of that 5-car pack. It just was so much fun. I'll do it all again right now if I could.
Well, next time out might be a bit of a different experience because you're at Knock Hill.
Yes, bring it on. I love Knock Hill. Love it.
Oh dear. Are you confident you're going to get through that horrible chicane with the massive curbs?
Yeah, bring it on. Make the curbs higher. I don't care. I love that track.
Well, you're the most confident that's spoken about it so far in the booth tonight. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to make it through there, so mine will be a one-lap wonder. And anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your bottom step of the podium?
Yeah, obviously you guys are putting it all on. Matt, my teammate, finished 6th, I think. It was another good result for him. He was right there until the end.
Yep, 6th it was, yep.
Yeah, and then the rest of the team, and then the other guys we were racing with, absolutely brilliant, fantastic. I couldn't say... I think that's one of the best races I've ever had, ever.
Awesome stuff. Brought to you by BSTV.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll see you next time out at Knock Hill, Stephen.
Yeah, you will. Love Knock Hill.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Right, and then last in the booth, it would be rude not to, is Gary Craig. How are you doing tonight? Are you absolutely knackered after that, or what?
I don't know. I had quite a lot of draft to cool me down.
Yeah, no. Were you sat there just biding your time, or were you sat there desperately trying to keep up?
I was absolutely flat out on it, trying to keep up. And the only reason I did is because they were fighting quite a lot. That's probably the most fighting we've ever had between our field at the front in all the seasons I've been on. That was race-long fighting, and that's the only thing that kept me in touch. I've been off the pace a little bit this week, so yeah, I was just flat out trying to keep on it.
Yeah, you and your running mate, Michael Gray, were sat off the back of that trio that were just scrapping the entire race. But you did get involved. I mean, after the pit stops, you leapfrogged everybody in the pits, including Spencer, because Spencer decided he wanted to park in someone else's pit box for a little while, and then decided to reverse later on. But yeah, you were out in front. You were second, actually, weren't you? Because Sam had still passed you by the time you left the pits. But you leapfrogged everybody, and then Spencer carved his way through in quick order once he caught up with the pack. But the racing went right to the wire.
It did. I mean, when we came out the pits, Wook got a run and he kind of went for it, which is fair enough. I just let him through and went to follow. And then Michael did the same. Actually, Michael was fighting quite hard when I think Wook were just wanting to get our heads down and try to make a bit of a gap for Sam and Spencer, who hadn't pit yet. But it ended up going all back together again. Spencer caught up because we all started fighting. I didn't really fight that much. The only incident I had was on the last lap there. I had a couple of tries when I had bits of runs, but for the most part, it was just that last lap where I touched Chris, unfortunately. It was just a bit of a cluster in that those first few corners, that last lap, and I think
Well, you all went three wide into Village, which is
I mean,
too wide to challenge.
I mean, I thought I was making a move on Michael because I got side by side with him, but then all of a sudden Chris was like right there. I thought he was going to go through the apex quicker than us, and again, it's exactly the same with Okayama. I think it's my fault, and I just tagged him out of another podium position, so that absolutely on me, I think. So sorry about that, Chris.
Well, yeah, sometimes these things do happen, and yeah, 3 wide into Village. That's a talented attempt for anybody. Next time out, Knock Hill. Now, we know the Honda doesn't react well to bumps, and we know Knock Hill has plenty of them.
Well, I think it's been fixed to a decent level now, so I haven't tried it since at Knock Hill. It's going to be a tricky race. I think it's not going to be like this race where we could have like a 6-car draft train for the whole thing. It's going to be a lot more hectic because it's so much easier to make a mistake just getting light over all those crests, and I think it's just going to be hanging on for dear life and see what happens after an hour, basically.
Yeah, too right. So, anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go? And well, you're going to have to celebrate that 5th place. It was 5th, wasn't it?
Well, it was I was definitely the 5th fastest car, I think. So I didn't deserve to finish any higher than that. But no, big thank you to you for forfeiting our team points once again. And taking over in the booth. It's appreciated.
I should get 1,000 gratis points, shouldn't I?
Oh, definitely. I think so. Yeah.
I'll add them on at the end. Don't worry.
Excellent. You have the power.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Keep going.
But yeah, just thanks for all of you guys and everyone else who races, and sorry again to Chris if that was my fault.
Okie dokie. We'll see you at Knock Hill, and yeah. Hope that all our practice goes without massive crashing, but I doubt it.
Oh, we'll make an effort.
Cool. Cheers, Gary.
Thank you.
So, absolutely crazy night's racing. I have to thank everybody that turned up to race tonight because what a spectacle that is. That's possibly one of the best of our races that we've ever had, and Clyde decided to check himself out for it. So there you go. Right, Sam, racer of the evening from you, please.
Oh, right away. Well,
yeah,
I had a bit of time to think about it. I'm going to pick Sam Blease because he's the one finishing on top of that massive battle in the TCRs.
Where am I going to plant my flag? I think I'm going to have to put it to Sam Blease as well. It was just too good tonight, really was. And I know we don't often aim straight for the person that won it, but for the TCRs, it was a pretty good performance tonight to race at that level and come out on top and do all them moves without crashing. Brilliant. So yeah, 2 votes for Sam tonight. We got Rick on the chat saying, honestly, vomiting to pronounce my last name is a fairly good way to do it properly. That's funny. That's Rick. I'm still saying Vahoog because I'll end up, in trouble if I don't. So what have we got coming up? We have V8s on Saturday night, unless I'm very much remembering it incorrectly. I'm just going to go.
You're right.
Check. My God, I'm right for once. Holy hell. What month are we in? February. Yeah. So, yeah, V8 ESC. They were talking about it on the chat earlier today, and I can't remember what track it is. Maybe that's Knock Hill as well. Don't know. Anyway, so that is on Saturday.
Knock Hill last time by.
Oh, was it Knock Hill? Oh, it was, wasn't it? I thought it sounded familiar. Never mind.
It's Belle
I'm glad I remember. Belle Isle, that's right. Yeah, lots of concrete.
Know
and
if
dead.
It's better or not, but it's Belle Isle.
Yeah. Lots of concrete and lots of dead V8s. So that is season 11, rounds 3 and 4. There's no Daytona to get in the way this time. There are no excuses. Are you racing in that? You are, aren't you?
No.
You're not?
Not this season. We need pro cameras.
Right, okay. And then after that, the next race is this next week at Knock Hill, as we've mentioned many, many times. Tonight's been fantastic. Thanks to Stacey for joining us in the chat. Thanks to Martin for distracting her long enough that she joined only halfway through on his birthday. I mean, that's a terrible excuse. I thought tonight's racing was brilliant, Sam. I don't remember a better race.
Yeah, was great racing. But it's not the first one, and it's probably not the last one. So they've raced hard from start to finish, which is great. Was amazing battles. Looking forward to Knock Hill. We'll see what can happen at that small track with traffic and all the bumps, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it shows you how good it was, because Steve and Sam, Gary and Spencer are still talking about it in the interview waiting room beneath us in the chat. I think they'll be there for hours. That was one of the best races ever, and we will hope to see you all very, very soon. Thanks to Stacey again, thanks to Sam, and thanks to everybody watching and all the races that turned up tonight to make it such a spectacle. I will now say goodnight and close the broadcast. Thank you all for watching. Over to you, Sam.
Yeah, I will follow you, Pete. Thanking the drivers for this great, amazing race. Looking forward to next week. And good night, everybody. See you on Saturday.